Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to the official 100 subscriber Q&A stream. Unfortunately, I cannot pull up the my screen so that way I can show you. I've got two monitors here, so it's confusing, and I'm not unplugging this. So, whatever. Go ahead and pull up 270 to win on your computer if you can. It will kind of talk about some things if you want to type in the comments as we're doing this. We're going to go through the blank map, and I'm going to try and talk to you about the preview video I did yesterday for tonight's event. Because that happens. Anyway, hello there, user. Or not user. Just say hi in the comments. Pull up 270 on your computer. 272 win, which is the main site that I use. And we're going to talk about the crazy hypothetical. Hey, sorry, I can't figure it out. Not in the time limit I've gotten. And plus, I think everybody wants to watch the Olympic opening ceremony tonight. I know I do. Team USA, woo! I'm not kidding on that part, though. So, anyway, I'm going to talk about what I actually wanted to talk about last night, or tried to. I'm actually going to go ahead and put this over to here, and let's shrink down the size of this window. That way, can appropriately size this. What just happened? Okay. Anyway, so that way I can see chat, and there we go. Anyway, so do you have 270 pulled up? 270 to win pulled up? We're going to start looking at what I wanted to look at, which was, let me make sure my settings correct. Turn the camera. This is actually my computer's camera. This isn't like some camera that I can turn towards the screen. I don't have one of those. I'm not that rich. I probably should. No. I wonder. No, too much trouble. Anyway, so what I wanted to talk about last night was this crazy idea I heard Steve Bannon put out not a few years ago, last year, saying that Trump was going to win, not only win the election, but get 400 electoral votes in 2020. And I'm just like, no, that's not going to happen because of how ridiculous that claim is. As it is, he got 306 electoral votes. And it's just not going to happen. I don't think anyone could claim that 400 electoral votes is possible for Donald Trump. It's not even close to possible. So, going off of the 2016 map, he'd have to repeat that. And then he'd have to get he'd have to get the closest states from 2016, which were he'd have to get the three closest states from 2016, which were New Hampshire, Minnesota, and Virginia. And Nevada. I'll get to Virginia in a second. Then we'd have to get the states that were within 5% that remain, which is Colorado, Virginia, and Maine's 2 in the statewide vote from Maine. And that only gets them to 350. So he's going to have to pick up some states that Republicans haven't won since the 80s. Maybe I could do that. Unfortunately, I won't be able to read chat You know what? If this works, okay, I'm going to have to move this over to here. And yes, this place is an absolute mess, but... And yes, I know that's backwards, but... And I'm going to pull this over to here. And I am going to pull this up. I know it's backwards for you, but it's the best that I can do right now, so... I'll make sure by the next time I do decide to live stream that this is fixed. That way you don't have to deal with, well, that's even worse. Okay. That's pretty cool, actually, now that that was pretty cool. Anyway, so this is the best that I can do for right now, JJ. Let me just check the viewer. 2 people viewing. Yay. Hey, whoa, what the... Hey, Kelvin, what's up? How's it going? Anyway, so the reason why I'm looking at this right now is because, as I said, Steve Bannon said that Trump could get 400 electoral votes in 2020, which is just laughable. To say the least. It's laughable at best and completely idiotic at worst. Thanks, Kelvin. You really are awesome. Anyway, so... In addition to winning those states within 5, what's my favorite color? Green. Green 100%. I just really love the color. But yeah, so he'd have to also win New Mexico. He would have to win Oregon. He would have to win Delaware, I think was the next closest state, if I remember correctly. I don't even understand that. Are you a Jake Pauler? Wow. Yeah, that was weird. Message retracted. Anyway, then he'd have to win all 3 of these in order to get reasonably close. Connecticut, New Jersey, and we'll go ahead and give him Washington. And he's still 2 electoral votes away. And I think the only state that can really give those to him would be Rhode Island. And Jake Paul? Actually, no, I don't. Hey, Proud Georgian, what's up? Yeah, I totally remember you. Yeah, I know. Max Finland, hello, thank you. Anyway, so I'm going to talk about how laughable it is. Yeah, no, it's great to meet you as well. You're awesome. Thanks. Anyway, so I'm going to talk about how laughable it is for any candidate to get 400 electoral votes. Not just Donald Trump. Oh, dude, that's awful. Favorite movie? Favorite movie? If I had to choose an absolute favorite movie, that's a really tough one. There's some great ones. Let's go Boondock Saints. My favorite place, easily a Waffle House in Fayetteville, Georgia. And the favorite song, that's no question, 2112 by Rush. Ben Shapiro is an interesting person, but it's laughable that... Yes, you do, Proud Georgian. Anyway, favorite breed of dog? I have to go with Golden Retriever. But anyway, I'm going to show you quickly how laughable it is for any candidate to get 400 electoral votes. How many House seats do they win? I'm going to say 26-ish, 27. That's all I'm going to say. I think it's going to be around, I'd say it's going to be around 30 to 40. Yeah, that makes sense. And then they'd have to win that. Let's give them that Nebraska district. Let's give them that. So we've got to find 14 electoral votes for the Democrats to win in order to pick it up. Let's give them Missouri. And that would be how a Democrat could win 400 electoral votes, and that's just not going to happen. Anyway, so we're going to reset this map. And JJ, you said you wanted to see Trump versus Warren, so let's go ahead and do that. Elizabeth Warren, Donald J. Trump. Oh, I have, Kelvin. It's pretty neat. I'll go through that in a quick bit. It's an interesting choice. New England liberal and Donald Trump. Where have I heard that story before? And I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how. I'm not sure how this would shake out, but I'm going to give her her home state for sure. And wow, comments just exploded. Governor's races. I'll cover that in just a second. I want to do this for JJ because he's been asking for it in the comments for I don't know how long. So we're also going to give her the left coast, Hawaii, Illinois, Vermont. We're going to give her these small states. Well, not necessarily small, but we're going to give her those states. And we're going to go ahead and give Trump the traditional Republican states. We're not going to talk about the 2nd congressional district here. I don't think that's even a chance that they would. So, anyway, at the national level, of course, they will win an election, Nippon. I don't see how they don't, unless the party completely dissolves. They're going to change strategies. They're either going to go super progressive like Bernie Sanders, or they're going to go a little bit more moderate like, say, a Joe Manchin, a Doug Jones, John Bell Edwards. So I just honestly don't see how the Democrats don't win an election at the national level. We're going to go ahead and give her New York as well. I don't know why I hadn't. So these are general consensus swing states for the most part. We'll go ahead and say that each candidate is going to win the districts in Maine. Fair enough, proud Georgian. Doug Jones is the reason why I consider him a moderate is he was able to actually bridge the gap in Alabama enough to win, even over a highly controversial Republican candidate. Anyway, I think that's why I call him a moderate. I'm going to look at his positions and his voting record when I get the chance. But again, it was against Roy Moore, who was a sexual assault perpetrator. Anyway, so I don't see how Warren wins Arizona. And actually, let's go ahead and pick that up. But she would keep it at least somewhat competitive. Same with Georgia. I really don't see her winning Georgia. The other thing is I just don't see Donald Trump winning New Mexico or even Colorado, to be quite honest with you. The rest of the states I would consider seriously in play. Yeah. Okay, that definitely doesn't sound moderate in the slightest. Now this is where we get interesting, because all of these states were... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and give Iowa and Ohio to Trump by decent margins as well, considering how much he won them. Yeah, Democrats will definitely win the presidency again in my lifetime, unless the party just destroys. The reason why I'm not sharing the screen on the live stream is because I haven't figured out how to do that yet. Yes, I'm a technologically illiterate person. It's actually kind of sad. I don't think Minnesota would be blue. or at least not yet. I'll get to Minnesota. I will get to Minnesota because it was one of the closest states in 2016. Click the three dots in the corner. Where's that? How do I get? So let's go to the states by how far apart they were. Virginia, I think that's going to stay Democrat. I think that's slowly slipping away from. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. What are you talking about? Whoa, what just happened? Okay, whatever. Let me pull that back up. Sorry about that. Is water wet? No, water is not wet, but it makes everything wet. Anyway, so I think Virginia stays blue. I think that state's just slipping away from the Republicans unless they can change their platform. Water, you don't have to drink it every 10 minutes. This is my favorite kind of. You guys didn't see that, did you? Anyway, my favorite kind of water is dark and will intoxicate you. Harry Truman versus Thomas Dewey. With Strom Thurmond and Henry Wallace not running. I may actually do that. I'll bring that back up. I may do that. But I've got a few things I'll go ahead and do on this live stream for the next 30-ish minutes. Anyway. Ooh, yeah, that's actually a good idea. I may do that. Yeah, governor's next. Then I'll do my general Senate election, and then I'll play a few campaign trails as various candidates. I don't pay for them, so I've only got 4 to do about that. Oh, yeah, the governor's race in Georgia is an interesting one. Ain't that something? Nathan Deal is retiring. Anyway, so let's go to Minnesota. I'm going to keep that blue, but it's going to be blue by maybe 300, 400 votes. Wisconsin, I think that stays red, as does Pennsylvania. Same with Florida, just because of incumbency. North Carolina as well. Let's go to Nevada. I think that's going to stay blue, even for Elizabeth Warren. I think Trump is going to improve his margins in Maine and just barely win the entire state. I don't think he's going to be able to win New Hampshire with what he said about the state regarding the opioid crisis. Campaign trail website is perfectly safe, as far as I can tell. Michigan, that's a close one, but I think I'm going to err on the safe side and say Warren wins Michigan. I think that's just the safe option, and it's going to be close, and we're going to get a second term of Donald Trump. Anyway, let's go to the Senate, where this is currently the map I have based off of my single state analysis saying Joe Manchin is going to handedly win in West Virginia. Ohio and Indiana are going to be very close. I actually say Indiana is still a true toss-up, and I am erring on the side of Joe Donnelly there. Just because I will always err on the side of the incumbent. Arizona, I think I want to see candidates, but I think it's a prime spot for Democrats to try and pick that state off. Same with Nevada. I think those are going to be – I think one of North Dakota and Montana is going to flip. So no offense to Heidi Heitkamp, but I think North Dakota is more likely. Montana is one of these two states is going to flip, and one of them is going to stay the same. I'm not sure which. Why does Kamala Harris refuse to work with the Republicans? Do you know how partisan this nation is? Because that is the exact reason. Wisconsin is going to stay with the Democrats by a small margin. I think the special election in Minnesota is going to stay that way, and I think Florida is going to stay with the Democrats. So Democrats are going to pick off 2 states but lose 2 states. That's my current prediction, but I definitely reserve the right to change that based off of my analytics-based approach. Whoops, not Missouri. And yes, I am calling it Missouri. Deal with it. Whatever. I'll leave that there. And okay, so here we go. There we go. That's where I want it. So let's actually pull up campaign trail. There we go. What? Come on. It's a perfectly safe website. That's terrific. That is absolutely terrific. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to do this. We are going to do this. Shrink this window down. And increase the size. What the? I am this close to just absolutely cussing. Anyway, so I can do this. Here we go. There we go. Really? It's giving me a... Okay, so anyway, what I am going to do instead is bring up... for fuck's sake. I hate this thing. I hate my computer sometimes. Fucker. I hate my computer sometimes. So anyway, we are going to bring up 272 win and talk about the governor's races because those are actually pretty interesting. So, oh wow, they changed the site. Language. Yeah, well, deal with it. Want to burn something? Yeah, exactly. So, my state is not up. The Democrats have won that state. Why is South Carolina listed as lean Democrat? Because that doesn't make any sense. South Carolina is going to go to the Republicans more than likely. I agree Colorado should be there. I agree with most of these, to be quite honest. Look at Nathan Deal. You know, I honestly do agree with most of these. Except for South Carolina. Oh, reset the map. That actually makes a ton more sense. Thank you. Yes, Kelvin? You know how to fix it? Anyway. Oh, yeah, I can do that. By the way, Illinois is going to vote Democrat. Michigan is probably going to vote Democrat as well. Whatever, I'll leave it there. Connecticut is probably actually going to vote Republican, which is very weird. So how do you fix campaign trail? That's going to stay independent. I'm going to say Democrats win there. Democrats win there. Say I'm actually going to go bold and say Florida stays Republican. Go to campaign trail, click advance, and scroll down, click link. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's not what I meant to click. See, you guys get something pretty. Anyway. Campaign trail. Go down to here. Nope, that didn't work. I don't see Tennessee. I don't see Tennessee going to the Democrats, at least in the Senate. Bob Corker is very popular, and which one? This one? Oh, this one. Okay, advanced. Okay, cool. Thank you, Kelvin. You're awesome. So, thank you. Anyway, so let's play this game. Let's actually go all the way back to 1860. Again, since I don't pay for this site, I've only got 4 elections to choose from. And let's play it from both, okay? I think that's going to be the most fun to do. So let's start with Lincoln because that's the easiest. Yeah, default, winner take all. Let's do it on the hardest difficulty possible, which is impossible every single time because go big or go home. Ooh, I've highlighted everything. Fun. Anyway, so how should your party address the slavery issue during this campaign? Yes, I know I'm going to die. Our party must stand for the abolition of slavery in this country. That's not really what Lincoln did. This is more accurate to what Lincoln would have said. So we're going to go with this is right in line with the preferred Republican platform. I'm proud to, well, I only have one option. And of course, Hannibal Hamlin was his real choice. Yes, Mitt Romney will be the next senator from Utah. To what extent do you plan to campaign personally in this election? I will not leave Springfield. You know what? I'm going to say this. Your active campaigning is definitely raising my eyebrows, but Douglas has decided, yep, times have certainly changed. If I remember correctly, he did do a few things. I'll get to 2016. How aggressively should your party attack Northern Democrats and Stephen Douglas? This is a tough one, actually. You know what? We're going to attack. No, that's not what Lincoln did. He would point out this. We're going to go with this. Let's actually look at this. Yeah, we're winning. I don't even think it's close. Let's go back to the game. How aggressively should you attack Southern Democrats? You know what? That's actually pretty accurate. It appears your opponents have consolidated into a fusion ticket. I see. Whatever. Who cares? Yep, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, exactly. Wow, actually, we just really hurt ourselves, but I don't think it's going to be too significant. Yeah, it happens. Our position on the railroad is clearly started on the platform. You know what? We're going to say that. Uh, you know, we're not going to. Yep, as a free state is the key. Let's look at the polls. Yeah, we're doing okay. Uh, we oppose any effort to extend the current. No. You know, we're going to do this. We do need to win this. Yeah, okay. Whatever. Deal with it. We're going to win anyway. Let's see. What the hell? Okay. Let's do this. Okay. Yeah, is there real? Yeah, exactly. 19 and 25. Let's see how we're doing. Wow, really? Apparently, we're not doing too hot somehow. Yeah, it was. That's very accurate. Yeah, whatever. It happens. Anyway, so what the whatever. Anyway, you know what? We're gonna do that. Yeah, let's get rid of that law. And you say, yep, there we go. Ooh, that's actually interesting. That's something. What is this? Okay, we're gonna do that. And I'm gonna skip ahead to the final results. Yeah, I should. I really should. It's not too far. How? No candidate captured a majority. That's very unlikely. What the heck? That's really bad. So let's play again. Let's do 2016. That was really bad. That is honestly the worst I've ever done. You know what? Let's play it from Hillary Clinton's perspective. Sherrod Brown is as close to Tim Kaine as you're going to get from an actual one. Let's play on Impossible. You know what? We're going to select that because that's honestly what she was trying to do. Sherrod Brown is the record. Yep. Sounds good. Okay, so where should we campaign? Let's see where we should campaign. Let's go to Florida. You know what? This is probably what Clinton would say. Give the keynote. Obama to be targeted. Let's do this. You know what? Let's do this. I think that's the best one. Okay, whatever. We're going to Florida again. You know what? We're going to say this. And of course, it gives a very easy attack platform to us. Let's go to Ohio. Trump University. To keep attacking. Let's call it a witch hunt and be done with it. No. Let's go to Virginia. Well, it's only giving me one option. That's terrific. Let's go to Michigan next. Let's go with this. Let's go to Michigan next. Yeah, no, that's absurd. Oh, yeah. To what extent will Bernie Sanders be on the campaign trail? We want him on the trail as much as possible. He'll help. No, we don't want to go to Florida. What's a good state to go to? Help me out here. What's a good state that you guys want to go to now? Because we want to make sure we hit everyone. Do I like Bernie as a person? I'd love to have a beer with him. Montana. You know what? Just for you, Kelvin, we're going to go to Montana. Would I love to have a beer with Montana? Or would I love to have a beer with Bernie Sanders? Yes, of course. But do I agree with him in any capacity? On very few issues, yes. Yep, let's go with that one. Many left-wing groups are organizing huge protests at rallies. You know what? We're going to attack him on this. You know what? Let's go to Arizona. You know, we're going to go with the most moderate option. I think that's the best. Economic and budget issues. We're going to go this. I think that's the best thing to do. Well, that didn't help. Let's go to Virginia. Go to Oklahoma. Yeah, no, that would hurt me a lot more. Did I vote for Donald Trump? No, I actually voted for Gary Johnson. I would encourage Democrats in Congress to oppose transportation. We're going to go with the moderateness. If I remember correctly, you want to select the bottom one. There we go. I was correct. Let's go to Florida. We need Florida. We're going to go with this. We're going to move a bit to the left. Yeah, we're going to stand by this. We're going to go with that. And let's go to Florida again, because we really do need Florida. I'm going to go with this one. Let's go with the Clinton one. Let's go to Ohio. Let's go with that one. Let's go with that. It's a middle option. Or not even the middle option. That's just the Clinton. Let's go to Pennsylvania. We really need to focus on Ohio and Pennsylvania. Okay, let's see. Let's just skip ahead to the final results. And hey, I actually did win, but very narrow. Wow, that was close. Wow, that was close. Okay, let's play it again, but let's do it from the other side of the aisle. Oh, God, this is going to be horrible. So, should I select Scott Brown, Ben Carson, or Chris Christie? I'm not going to do Google Slides just because I don't honestly know what the hell I would do. Ben Carson? Actually, I liked Ben Carson. I thought he was a very good person and someone who would be effective. Okay, and we're going to play on impossible. This is exactly what Trump would say. Okay, Ben Carson knows just how badly Clinton and Obama have failed the black community, not to mention he is a very patriotic conservative figure who is more than qualified to be vice president. Oh, Dahlonega is awesome. Dahlonega is an awesome town. Okay, well, we need to play in the states that are here. You know what? We're going to choose the most passive one possible. Let's go here. Hey, that helps. Or at least you would think it would help. We're going to go back. No, what do we do? Let's go to Indiana. Beginning in July, Dow Jones hit an bearish stretch, losing 25% of its value by October. You know what? We're going to attack, attack, attack. And except on this issue, no one would ever do that. No. I like this. Let's go to Ohio. We're going to moderate a little bit. We're going to pretend it's not an issue. We still need to campaign in North Carolina. We're going to do this. We're going to attack. This is a good one. We want to attack heavily. And now that opens up Ohio for us. If I remember correctly, we want to hit the bottom one. Dang it. Well, we're still going to attack. We need to go to Zona, Arizona. We're going to go here. We're not going to hit too hard. We're going to continue to go here. This helps us a little bit. We're going to pretend that we never said anything bad, and we're going to allow Romney to help us out. We're not going to go too hard on some of these things just because it's bad news to do that. I've actually only been to Arizona once, and that was to visit the Painted Desert, which is a really awesome place. If you ever get a chance to go, seriously, go down to Arizona and visit the Painted Desert. But I've actually never had, I may have had one, I just don't remember it. And go here. No. Okay, this is really bad. Okay, we need to go here. Of course, this is not going to help us out. We need to say we love fracking. Talk about trade. Let's go to North Carolina. Say that. You know what? We're going to attack, not moderate. I mean, what else are we going to do? This is terrible. I absolutely just lost horribly. Did I take the I side with test? That was terrible. Let's actually look at the map. That is bad. Holy crap. I have taken the I side with test, but let's do that again. Okay. Official site. Whoa, what the hell? Okay. I'm going to hit back. We're just going to take the straight up quiz. So let's go ahead and do this. What is my stance on abortion? Let's look at the other stances. Whoop, I didn't mean to check that. My mouse double clicked. Hell no. What the hell is wrong with those people? That is most closely what I resemble, but at the same time, I would consider myself, It's one of those things, you know what? This is actually probably closest. I don't agree with it, but the government has no right to ban it. But at the same time, it's kind of not an important issue for me. Should the government continue to fund Planned Parenthood? No. At least not until they stop providing abortions. I wholeheartedly agree with that. Do I support legalization of same-sex marriage? I don't think it's anything other than a yes. I don't give two craps. It's like, if people want to be married, let them be married. Deal with it. Should the president be able to authorize military force against Al Qaeda without congressional approval? No. Like, it's literally in the Constitution that they can't. Should the U.S. assassinate suspected terrorists in foreign nations? Not unless it's confirmed. So, actually, I want to say, God dang it. Here we go. Let's put it at that. But it's not exactly that important. Should the government increase environmental regulations to prevent climate change? Let's look at the other stances first. This is actually a tough one. Honestly, the most effective way to eliminate carbon emissions is to tax them. And it's weird to see a libertarian say that, but I think that's the most effective means, at least based off of economic data. Should the U.S. withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement? Read more stances. Actually, I'm going to put that as least important. Should the U.S. withdraw? Honestly, until other nations are held to the same standards, yes. But it's not exactly important. Should the government stop construction of the Dakota Access Pipeline? This is the best one. No, but I hate my mouse. The reason why I'm not going to work on the election night stuff is because I've just started and I am going to be taking a ton of time, and it's mostly combing over spreadsheets, which I don't want to do on camera. I don't think anybody wants to see me combing over spreadsheets. Actually, this one's somewhat important. Should welfare recipients be tested for drugs? Anyone receiving money from the government should be drug tested, honestly. Should the government make cuts to public spending in order to reduce the national debt? Ideally. This is perfect. That is literally perfect. Man, if only I could combine these two issues together, I would love to do that. Just set it on fire. Should the U.S. tax the rich? Would I love to reform to a flat tax? Yeah, honestly, if I had my way, we would be in a flat tax or a national sales tax. Uh, should the internet service provider? I'm not going to answer more questions. Actually, screw it. Yeah, let's do it. Should the government? No. No. A ball. Let me make sure I'm spelling everything correctly. No. Abolish the federal minimum. There's actually very good evidence that the minimum wage hurts people. Because it prices out teenagers and people entering the workforce with no experience, meaning that only people with experience in the workforce actually get hired. If people without experience can undercut by bidding with a lower wage, if people without experience can undercut those with experience by asking for a wage below what is federally mandated currently, there is a better incentive for the nation. And actually, the minimum wage is just something that unions should be negotiating with their particular industry. It's actually a good place for unions. Places like Switzerland do this perfectly. Should employers be required to pay men and women this? No shit. Well, I mean, Georgia minimum wage is what, $5.20, and of course, federal minimum wage is $7.25. Should businesses be required to pay full-time leave for employees during the birth of a child? Should they be required to? No, but should they? I think that's the best option. But at the same time, yeah, exactly, 515. But if I were a business owner, I would pay full-time benefits to everyone who had a child, just because I think that's a good way to keep your workers happy and keep them loyal. Should internet service providers be allowed to speed up access to popular websites that pay higher rates at the expense of slowing down access to less popular websites? I'm a free marketer, but at the same time, I do believe that all websites should be treated the exact same and that no one should pay for anything. Should there be more restrictions on the current process of purchasing a gun? No. I would actually love a national stand your ground law. Actually, I'm going to go bold and say that there should be a national concealed carry law. And this is because and here's the reason why. I have never heard a good argument for increasing gun control. I have never heard a good argument for restricting the purchasing. Now, I wish I could honestly merge the no only for criminals and the mentally ill and no, and the government should pass a national stand your ground law. If I could combine those two, I'd be happy. Are you in favor of decriminalizing drug use? Yes. Okay, Kelvin, go ahead, shoot. Do you support do I support Obamacare? Nathan Deal. God, I love Nathan Deal sometimes. Southerners, yeah, exactly. We just don't give a shit. Actually, this is a brilliant idea. That's an interesting one. I never thought about that before, but now that I think about it, oh yeah, Zell Miller too. Oh, Zell Miller was awesome. Make sure you get the Zell Miller grant, by the way. Are you sure about that? Because Chicago has had the highest homicide rate, especially via firearms, for about 15 years now. Though it's bounced between Chicago, Baltimore, LA, and Philadelphia. So the stricter the. Oh, God, yeah. Am I going to support Donald Trump in 2020? It depends on who the libertarian candidate is. Actually, the most homicides are in Chicago. Um, Believe it or not, a lot of gun deaths that are reported are suicides. But anyway, allow consumers to. I'm going to go with this one just because I think this is awesome, but I would love to combine it with this. Open markets so insurers can compete against state lines. I would love to combine these two options. Will Utah ever turn blue? Eventually, yeah, probably. Yes, marijuana should be legal. What is wrong with people? Should health insurers be allowed to deny coverage to individuals who have pre-existing conditions? I know this is hard to believe, but let's look at the other stances. Yes, insuring people with pre-existing conditions drives up costs for everyone. I know it sounds heartless, but it is. Oh yeah, I mean I'm slightly younger than you, Nippon, and I definitely think it's going to happen in our lifetime. Do you support increasing taxes for the rich in order to reduce interest rates for student loans? No, I don't. Hmm. Actually, this isn't the worst idea ever. No, Jesus Christ, Common Core is absolutely torrid. State and local level instead of the national level. Golly, son. My mouse sucks, by the way. There we go. Should police officers be required to wear body cams? Actually, yes. I would agree with that. Should convicted criminals have the right to vote? I would agree after completing their sentences or parole. I think that would be fair. Should not nonviolent prisoners be released from prison in order to reduce overcrowding? Actually, this isn't the worst idea. I would like this. Show that you're actually remorseful. Should the U.S. accept refugees from Syria? This is a tough one, to be quite honest. I'm going to say we should only accept families. I think those are the lowest risk groups. Yeah, we do need another debate. Should foreign terrorism suspects be given constitutional rights? What the hell? They're not even U.S. citizens, but they do have natural rights. I'll say they shouldn't be subjected to torture, but I would give them Hillary. Or yeah, let's make them live with Hillary. That would be wow. Okay, I maybe had a bit too much before I did this live stream. Anyway, but no, they should be subjected to military tribunals, but not torture. Actually, I think that's getting close, but Guantanamo should probably be closed. Should the government increase or decrease military spending? I actually said decrease, simply because the military doesn't use all of its budget and it wastes a bunch of its budget. Simply because if they don't, they lose it. Should photo ID be required to vote? Hell, is there a way to say yes? But moderate. I say yes, but on the condition that voter IDs are easier to get a hold of in minority communities, if that makes any sense. Who is more racist, Strom Thurmond or George Wallace? Oh, God. Oh, God. Can I say both? Can I say both? Because both were equally racist. But I definitely will say Strom Thurmond. If I have to choose one, I'm going to say Strom Thurmond. He was racist until the day he died. And it's even worse that South Carolina kept voting him in until the day he died. Should foreigners currently residing in the United States have the right to vote? No, they're not U.S. citizens. Should the Electoral College be abolished? I think no, but the reform should be that votes are distributed completely proportionally. I think that's the most fair system. Should the government increase spending on public transportation? No, I would love to see them all privatized, to be honest. Hell no. Should immigrants be deported if they commit a serious crime? Actually, yes, but only if they... Actually, that's perfect, but after they have finished their sentence. Should illegal immigrants have access to government-subsidized health care? If they pay taxes, sure, I don't give it. If they pay taxes, they're kind of paying into the system. They should reap what they sow. Should government require children to be vaccinated for preventable diseases? No. But in order to attend public school, I don't see why not. Do you support the use of nuclear energy? As long as there's no public subsidy, I don't care. There we go. Should producers be required to label GMOs? Regardless, producers shouldn't be allowed to patent foods. I think that's right. Ooh, that's a tough one. Orville Faubus or George C. Wallace? Ugh. I'm going to say Faubus, but Wallace was a racist cunt. And yes, I know I just dropped a really horrible word. Okay, so let's see. Who is your favorite candidate for the 2020 presidential election? Whoa, goodness gracious. Okay. Vermin Supreme. Vermin Supreme. Oh, God. There he is. There we go. Gary Johnson. In 2018, Virginia. Well, that tells you exactly where I live. Who would I vote for? Probably Morgan Griffith. He's the only one I'm even familiar with. Who would I vote for? Not Tim Kaine. You know what? I'm going to... Actually, you know what? I'm going to say Cliff Hyra. Let's show my results. No, I'm currently living in Virginia for university purposes, and I'm honestly not sure where I'm going to live. I'm either going to see if I can get a job in Tennessee or Georgia. Currently, I'm registered to vote here in Southwest Virginia, simply because I live here, and I think it's more important that I vote where I live than I vote somewhere else. Because if I'm not living there, why should I vote in that area? Anyway, so I side with Gary Johnson. That's not a real surprise, but only 65% of the time. When I took this in the primary situation, Have I ever crossed the Atlantic? I was actually born in Germany, to be quite honest with you, but I quickly moved to Georgia, not for a good healthy amount of time. But yes, I was born in Germany because my parents were. Anyway, so I started with Gary Johnson most of the time, then Evan McMullen. Yeah, okay. And then Donald Trump, and then Rocky De La Fuente, then Hillary Clinton. Zoltan, that's an awesome name, by the way. Zoltan Istvan. But yeah, that doesn't really surprise me. But I supported Austin Peterson during the Libertarian primaries. Ignore. So let's go ahead and show you what my Hillary versus Trump election prediction would look like. Let's select 2016 competitive. Let's show you what my Hillary versus Trump 2020 would look like. And I agree, she's not going to run again. But here's the thing. I honestly expect it would honestly be Trump winning fairly handedly. I'm actually going to say she loses Virginia. And I don't really see a realistic path for her in 2020. Actually, that was correct the first time. There we go. I honestly think she would lose pretty handedly. In 2020. You know what? I'm going to say Nevada would vote for Trump, but neither of these states, but they would be pretty close. We'll go ahead. I'm going to be safe and say Minnesota stays blue. Son of a bitch. There we go. So this would be what my Trump versus Clinton election would look like in 2020. Will Nebraska ever turn blue? Well, it turned blue once in 2008. Actually, you know what? Somebody suggested I do 1948 with Dewey defeats Truman. Let's pretend Strom Thurmond and Henry Wallace didn't vote. The 48 interactive map. So this doesn't really change much other than remove it. It honestly doesn't change much because I don't think Dewey could actually compete against stop being lies so I can live. That's funny. But anyway, I don't think Dewey could actually defeat Truman. Truman was a very popular president at the time, and I think he was actually a good president. So I think that's a reasonable assumption, is to say that he would just win the states that Thurmond won. Anyway, I've got about an hour before I reach the Olympics start, and I think it's time to say goodbye. Everybody gets to see my ugly mug now. And I just wanted to say thank you for 100 subscribers, and hopefully I will be able to get 100 more and everything like that. Sorry this was short. Where am I on unions' right to work laws? That's actually a good question. Child, I already know what you look like. That's funny. Oh man, Proud Georgian, you're taking a language I like to use. I will say child to just about everyone, or son. When is my next live stream? Truth be told, I don't know. as soon as I can figure out how to do an actual screencast, because tonight was just improvised. But honestly, seriously, guys, thank you for 100 subscribers, and hopefully this is 100 more. Actually, tomorrow is when I'm going to be putting up my video on my 10 not favorite presidents, but 10 best presidents of all time. And I'm going to try and remove my personal bias. Because if I was being absolutely biased, I'd rank Calvin Coolidge as number one, but we all know that's not exactly true. But he will be on the list. All I'm going to say is Calvin Coolidge is going to be on the list, but he's not going to be number one. I'm actually going to put somebody who I think earned the number one spot. As for unions and right to work, personally, this is tough. If the unions would stop campaigning on, no, it's not going to be Reagan. I think his presidency was too recent to even rank in terms of top 10 or in either worst or best. I'm not going to put Reagan at even on the list. Even though I think he was a good president, I don't think he's going to be I'm not going to put him on the list. I'm not going to do that. As for unions, if they would stop campaigning in political races and congressional seats and all that, I would be completely in favor of them. But generally speaking, I generally favor right to work laws, but at the same time, I can see a genuine argument for keeping unions around and for allowing them. Anyway, guys, I seriously thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, and y'all have a nice day. Peace.